So you decided to move from LA to La Verne, even considering Old Town La Verne, downtown La Verne. And you want to know, is it really even the right move for you? So in this video, we're going to go over the pros and cons of living in downtown La Verne, or as everyone else knows it, Old Town La Verne. And stay to the end, because the last pro and con, that may help you with your whole decision making. So Old Town La Verne, where is it located? Obviously La Verne, duh. It's in Los Angeles County. Here's a map of where it is compared to the rest of the county. We zoom in a little bit and we'll see that it's by like the 210 freeway, the 57 freeway, a little close to the 10, right? So you could jump on the 210 and head on over to Pasadena and go down to Orange County from the 57, So you're about an hour away from downtown LA. With today's traffic, it's like 2 hours because there was like a big fire on the 10 bridge. So that's a whole mess that's happening. Depending on when you're watching it, hopefully it's repaired and we're back to normal to a 1 hour commute. Now on the weekends, like on Saturday afternoons, you could probably be in LA like 30, 45 minutes, depending on how fast you drive and how light the traffic really is. But rush hour going, coming back, yeah, hour to hour and a half from downtown. So where it's located, like I said, you got the highways, and that will take you to any major attraction, major areas like Disney, Knott's Berry Farms, the beach. So you're not too far. You can go to the mountains, you can go to the desert. It's another central location here in this part of the county. Nightlife wise, you could quickly go on the 210 over to Pasadena. I used to live in Pasadena, and there's a lot of nightlife there. The restaurants and bars stay open. There's a ton of them right on Colorado. So you're about like 45-minute drive out there, 45-minute drive back. Obviously, if you're going out at night, maybe take an Uber. That way you're not tired driving or anything like that. Closer to that is the Village, Claremont Village, which also has some more nightlife. It's not as busy as Pasadena. It's not like downtown LA, but it's something, right? So if you want to stay past our normal bedtime, which is like 9 o'clock, if you want to stay out past that, then yeah, you can do something. Then you can enjoy something in Claremont. Shopping wise, there's major malls. Again, 15-20 minutes from here, you can go to the West Covina Plaza. You have the Montclair Plaza. Montclair Plaza isn't really doing too well. If you go there, it looks kind of sad in my opinion. Maybe they do something with it. Maybe more stores go in, but it's, the mall's not doing too well, all right? There was a Sears there. I don't think Sears exists anymore. There's like a JCPenney and all the, I don't know why anyone will go to those stores, but they're there. And then they have all these little shops and stuff. So there is that mall. Where most people go to around here is like Ontario Mills and Victoria Gardens. Outdoor mall at Victoria Gardens and Ontario Mills is huge, always packed. Those I would say about 25-30 minutes, so pretty close. And then you have a lot of little boutiques and shops just in La Verne itself. Your Targets and Marshalls and TJ Maxx's and things like that. So you have those stores as well, but no big major mall. Restaurant wise, yeah, you could almost find anything you want to eat. I say almost because it's not like every type of food, but there's Italian, Mexican, Chinese, Japanese, Thai, Vietnamese. So you can find a lot of Asian food, Central American food. You're not going to find a lot of like South American food. No Colombian, Ecuadorian, Brazilian, Argentinian food. So if that's what you're looking for, you're going to have to look someplace else. I look for those foods, and it's hard to come by. It's hard to come by a restaurant that's like that. So if you're thinking of moving here to La Verne and you want to know where the best place is to live at, go ahead and give me a call. I'm a real estate broker here in the area. I love helping people out. Give me a call, send me a text, send me an email, and I can get you the best properties that match what you're looking for, even those hard to find off-market properties. So no cost, no obligation. Feel free to reach out. I love to get calls from you guys. Now jumping into one of the cons is it's a college town. So University of La Verne is here. That's where I went to school. Although I didn't go to La Verne for the classes, I went to like an off-campus in Ontario and Mount Sac to take the classes there. But there is that university campus, and what does that mean? That means there's a bunch of college kids running around. There's no like frat row or like wild parties and stuff like that. Or maybe there is. I'm just not, that's just not my scene, so I really don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of college kids running around and professors, and that is a big piece of downtown La Verne, because that's where it's located. Now, if you work at the university or planning on going there, then great, yeah, obviously live there. But you know, how long are you going to be going to school there until you graduate, and then you move on to do something else, right? And now, if you work there, then yeah, you're like almost walking distance. If you live in Old Town and you work at the university, they're in the same location, so you just walk to work, right? So that could be a con for you. I don't know. Maybe you don't want so many like young 20-year-olds running around, and that's just not your thing. So maybe you don't like that. Or maybe you do, but it's important that you know. That way you're not surprised. Another thing you got to consider is how expensive it is. La Verne, according to payscale.com, as you can see here, is on the higher side of the averages. So if you were living in the average city, in the average town of California, yeah, expect to pay more to live in Old Town La Verne, to live in the city of La Verne, okay? That's something you might want to consider. I don't know what your budget is, but you know, just keep that in mind if it's important to you. And if you want to know about other towns, that's what my channel is about. So go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button. That really helps me out. You can check out the other videos after you finish watching this one. I go over a bunch of towns and cities that are in our area here. So if you're thinking, oh, hey, maybe it's not La Verne, maybe it's something else, well, go ahead and check out the channel. I have a bunch of videos on that. So another thing about Old Town La Verne is that, and the nightlife, is that after 8 o'clock, it's dead. There's nothing to do. There's no one out. I mean, you might have some restaurants that are open, but yeah, it's like pretty much that's the time everyone goes to bed around here. Now, that's okay with me because I got a little one and I don't stay out late. So, but if that's not you, then yeah, you need to consider that. You know, if you come from an area like New York City, then you may say, well, I want to go and get a sandwich at 9 o'clock at night and I don't want to be the only one there. Then coming out here, yeah, it's going to be a big change because everything at 8 o'clock pretty much shuts down. So just keep that in mind. Now, the city of La Verne, it goes from this Old Town area all the way up into like the mountains. Now, Old Town is a bunch of residences. You have the train that runs by, you have the university. So it's not as woodsy as, let's say, further north, okay? So if you're looking to say, well, I want to be closer to like the wooded area and the mountains and things like that, then, well, that's not here. Now, it's only like a 15-minute drive. So if you want to go hiking or something like that. So you jump in your car, which everyone does, because here in Southern California, everyone drives. So there's no bus or anything like that that's going to take you anywhere. I mean, if there is, man, I don't think anyone really uses it. So you jump in your car, you drive up to the hiking locations, and up north past like the 210 area, yeah, that's where you're going to find the Angeles Forest, and you're going to be able to hike as long as you want. Just be careful out there because there's wildlife, you know, cougars, coyotes, bears. So don't go alone. So you might be saying, hey, Oscar, I don't know about Old Town. I don't know about North La Verne. Why don't you give me a little bit more guidance? Like I said, just reach out, send me a text, send me an email. I'm here to help you guys out. Another positive is that in our area here of Old Town La Verne, crime is relatively low. Now, I know we all see the news and all this crazy stuff that happens in California, and it does happen. I mean, there's just crazy stuff that happens here. You know, there's a lot of people. It's like 40 million people. You're going to get some crazy stuff that happens. But here in Old Town, according to this website, crime is relatively low. So the police department does a good job of, I guess, keeping crime low. Just know that crime is relatively low compared to other areas. They don't have too many homeless encampments. You don't see too many homeless people like you would do if you're driving down, you know, Los Angeles or Venice, where you have these big old tent cities. You really don't have that. Something that you do have to keep in mind is that they are building, and the residences are trying to fight it, but I don't know how you can fight it. They are building supportive housing for unhoused people. And I think it's like 30 or 50 units. And the people here in La Verne, they're trying to fight it. They don't want that in their backyard, right? How do you solve the homelessness issue? Well, you make them less homeless by giving them homes. They just don't want it here. So that's going to be built, and it's going to be built in many towns, many cities. I don't think there's any getting away from it. So just kind of get used to that. So I know this area, but I also wanted to see what was going on online and see what people were thinking online. So I jumped on famous Reddit. Now Reddit is like anyone can talk about whatever they want there. And I was talking to people who are living in La Verne, and they say that La Verne is a very conservative town. So do you see like political flags that people put on the front of their houses and stuff like that? Yeah, leaning towards the conservative side of politics. It's really quiet, you know, like I said, 8 o'clock, everybody kind of shuts down. And on Reddit, this person said, people who live in La Verne want to still stay in Los Angeles, but move out to the suburbs, buy their McMansion with their 3 to 4 car driveway, the 3 to 4 car garage house, but then still be able to drive 45 minutes to go watch an LA Dodger game. Yes, there are gated communities around here. Yes, you could get more for your money moving to La Verne, but still staying in Los Angeles County versus if you were to stay closer to the city of downtown LA. So the person has a point. Yep, people seem to be doing that. Move out here, work out there, they'll do the commute, but they live in like a really big, nice home. So another thing about living in Old Town is that it is a walking neighborhood. So if you live there and you say, I want to walk to a restaurant, I want to walk to the shops, I want to walk to get a coffee or something, that is something that you could do, which is really rare here in Southern California. There are some pockets that you could do that, and it's usually in those downtown, Old Town neighborhoods that you can actually have a walking neighborhood. Everywhere else, yeah, you're driving. I mean, you could walk your neighborhood, but there's nothing there. There's more houses. It's not like you could walk to the coffee shop or something. So that is, I would say, one of the biggest pros. Now, I grew up in New York City. I'm from the Bronx. So yeah, I was able to walk out to my apartment building, walk up the hill to the grocery store, get something, and walk on back. The thing was that I had no choice. I couldn't drive. One, I was young, but you know, having a car in New York City is really tough. Here in Old Town La Verne, you have your car, you have your walking ability. So I would say those are some really good pluses. So you could just walk to your neighborhood, whatever, and get whatever you need. Old Town La Verne has that walkability. Now, if you want to know about more neighborhoods that have that walkability, where you can walk to someplace, drive if you need to, but you have that choice, go ahead and reach out. I'll let you know which areas around here have that walkability with those nearby coffee shops and things like that. So go ahead and reach out to me. I'll be able to help you and guide you in the right direction. So what's it cost to live in Old Town? Well, you have some starter homes, you have some bigger homes, but the starter homes, I would say they start around, right now, around $700,000. So if this is going to be your first home, you're probably putting about 5% down payment, and your mortgage payment is probably going to be around $6,000 a month. Now, if you want more details on that, I am a licensed mortgage broker. Go ahead and reach out, and we could get a little bit more clear as to what your monthly payment is going to be on the house that you decide to buy. But yeah, so it's about like $6,000 in monthly mortgage payments with that minimum down payment. Now, if you put more money down, let's say you are selling someplace, you get some equity, you put some more money down, obviously it's going to be lower than that. And I'm just mentioning that amount just based on what today's interest rates are. They're all over the place. They're like at 7.5 right now. I have clients that do get them in the below the 7s. Maybe a year from now, you're watching this and you say 7, that's crazy. It's 9 or it's 5. You know, it varies. I mean, look at the chart. Look where it was. Look where it went. Look where it could go. Right? So just depending on when you're deciding to buy something, go ahead and reach out and I'll be able to help you get the best rate that you could possibly get. And those are the starter homes. You might say, well, I need a bigger house because you have more people that live with you. Well, you could get larger homes. They just climb up, you know, $1 million, $1.5 million. You're not going to find these big estates in Old Town because it's more compact. So you probably have to like venture off to a different neighborhood. But there are homes on any size that you want, you know, 6, 7 bedrooms if you want. Now, this last pro or con, it may help you decide whether you want to move to Old Town or not, or totally decide to go someplace else. Since it's kind of like central where all like the courthouses and the city services are, they do a lot of events. Farmers markets, parades, they close off streets for like festivals and other events. Now, if you're looking for an area that doesn't have that because you go, oh man, they're closing my street again. I can't park over here again. There's a bunch of people that are coming here again. I don't want that. You need to know. That way you're not surprised. You move here and all of a sudden, you know, oh yeah, move your stuff because get your car off the road because we're doing a parade down here. And you're not gonna be able to leave because the parade is starting. It's good to know if you don't like that type of stuff. Now, if that's something you're into, then great, you found the spot. But if you think that when they have these events where people are coming in, taking up all the parking, the place is crowded, they're shutting down streets, you can't leave, you can't come in, If you don't like that, then yeah, Old Town's probably not going to be for you. 10 minutes away, even 5 minutes away, it's a different neighborhood, and maybe that's where you want to focus on, not so much in Old Town. So if you're thinking of moving out here, go ahead and give me a call. Like I said, I like helping people out. Also, I've done other videos like this last one, which you should check out. It's the top 10 cities to live in the Inland Empire according to AI. So check that one out and check you guys out.